Hi, my name is Giles Huddleston, and I've been working at the IOL for 3 weeks now. I'm a senior at Oyster River High School, and am working in the Digital Living Consortium at the IOL. The Digital Living Consortium, or DLC, is the part of the IOL lab that certifies devices as DLNA compliant. The DLNA is the Digital Living Network Alliance, something that sort of makes all devices work together and allows you to play different media from one device to another, such as from a phone to a television. Therefore, having one standard for all devices, one standard that they can all comply to, it allows companies to make their devices easy to use for the individual. Here at the DLC, we use VMs for all different kinds of tasks and testing. The reason we use VMs is because we can use them on all computers throughout the lab, and they'll all be consistent and will have the same testing tools to test with. We use the program VMware Workstation because it allows us to connect the VM to the hardware computer, meaning that when we have files on one, we can move them to the other easily. This particular VM is used for a testing tool called CTT. We'll wait for it to boot up. The Conformance Test Tool, or CTT, is a tool that we at the DLC use to ensure that devices are DLNA conforming. You can see that this device has passed many of the tests, but in this case failed. There are many different types of protocol that we have to run them through. In this case, this device was a DMS, something like this, which stores all the media. Some of the other types of devices are DMRs, digital media renderers, DMPs, digital media players, DMC, digital media controllers, all of which do different things. DMSs, for example, hold the media, and DMPs and DMRs play that media. The difference between a DMP and a DMR is that a DMP can also control the media on the DMS, while the DMR requires a DMC, a digital media controller, in order to control that media. So in each case, we have to run them through a different set of protocols using different types of DMSs or DMRs or DMCs to control the media on those devices.
My name is Strachan. I've been working here for 3 weeks as an intern, and I already feel part of the team. DLNA is the Digital Living Network Alliance, and it's an attempt to normalize media interoperability. It's derived from UPnP, which is a universal plug-and-play, and it aims to make our lives easier. So UPnP and DLNA is often confused, but DLNA is actually much stricter in the media types allowed to play. DLNA is a layer of encodings and resolutions that a device must support on top of UPnP interoperability. So we here at DLC are strong supporters of virtualized testing. Now this is testing on a virtual machine, which is basically a virtual operating system running on the physical operating system. This allows us to use legacy equipment on our newer equipment faster and more efficiently than ever before. At DLC, we're one of 4 independent certification vendors in the world working to ensure interoperability as a part of DLNA compliances. Part of the benefit of using virtual machines is the ability to run multiple operating systems in parallel at the same time. So as you can see here, we're running Fedora 17 as well as Windows 7 on a Windows 7 environment. From here, we'll use the JVC digital media player to play media served from the DMS on Windows 7. So, part of our job is to sort through these files, playing each content to make sure it's correctly rendered on the DMP. As you can see, this JPEG is being rendered correctly, so that would register as a pass on our testing. So a lot of our job here at the DLC requires a lot of physical and very tedious testing. So part of the intern's jobs have been to automate this. Cooley is largely object-oriented, in a sense that certain pictures or screenshots can be taken from anywhere on the screen and located to streamline testing. Although creating a usable script takes a while, it's very worth it in the end when we're able to automate testing overnight and over the weekend. This allows us to get more testing done and also allocate our resources to more important projects. In Sakuli, with just a few lines of code, we're able to gain an IP address and copy it to your clipboard in just a few seconds.
I think she likes it.
Or you have the week after off. Sorry.
So, part of our job at DLNA as interns is to ensure everyone has working equipment at all times. Now we've received 3 seemingly broken computers and turned them into 2 fully functional workstations, which we are using now. This is the leftover of one of the computers. We salvaged parts from it, produced 2 completely functional computers. We determined that this motherboard is fried.
With the internship here, we do lots of different interesting things. For example, we do site visits, where we'll go to different companies and we'll look at how they operate, and they'll tell us all about the different kinds of things they do and how they do it. The first site visit we went on was to Interns, which is a networking company which deals with all different kinds of tools that you need for networking, from switches and other devices like those to network access storage. For me, it was a really cool experience because I had never really seen a technology business like that from the inside.
So our second visit was QA Cafe. This is a software engineering firm based out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, relatively nearby. This was an eye-opening experience for me, as I hadn't previously seen a small startup such as QA Cafe.
Hi, my name is McLaughlin. I'm a test technician here in the DLC. I'm going to be a sophomore in the fall at UNH, and I've been working with the interns, teaching them a bunch about our testing and all the different test tools that we use. So being here, employed here at the IOL is very beneficial. It definitely increases the experience you get out of UNH. You learn a lot more than you would just in classes because you're applying what you learn in your classes to real-life tests and real-life situations that you'd definitely run into later on when you are in the technical field. It's a great opportunity, and this internship is just the stepping stone into it. I've been working here for about 6 months now, including my internship that I had during the spring semester. And through that internship, I learned a lot about all about the testing, and I'm passing that knowledge down to the interns. It's very similar to the way that the older technicians taught me. Both of the interns have definitely been trying to get as most out of this internship as they can. They've brought a bunch of new ideas to the group. They've helped build our new computers. They've just added a bunch of new things that we'll be using in everyday work here at the lab, and it just has increased efficiency a lot, especially the automation of some of the biggest parts of our testing. They've been a tremendous help, and we've made numerous advances with them here.